Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia Juliet. If you're new here, I'm an artist here on YouTube, here and here. I'm making this intro really quick because this is a long video of part 2 of making over my art studio, especially on a budget. This is the first part if you want to watch this video first and then come back here. But on that one, I had a whole checklist of my wants and my needs. This is the checklist. And so in this video, we're tackling the easel and my mood board, as you can see, is finished. It looks so good. It was so easy. So I'm going to take you through the whole process and also talk about the new easel that I got. Grab some water, tea, coffee, hot cocoa, iced cocoa, whatever, and sit back and enjoy this video. If you like it, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you at the end of the video. Hi, welcome to my voice and this video. This day that you're watching right now was pretty spontaneous. My family was going to Home Depot and I decided I'm just gonna go with you guys and see if I can find that foamular insulation board. That's what this is called. I got this idea from a girl on TikTok and I'll leave her handle right here on the screen. What she did with her board is she actually covered it in fabric, so it was more like those pin boards that you would see in girls' rooms and in offices, but I wanted to paint it, and that's what I'm doing here because I wanted it to have this more solid look, to look like wood, and it has these natural lines, as you can see, that kind of make it look like planks of wood, like shiplap or something. So I painted it instead of covering it with fabric. This day that you see here, I'm actually picking up an easel, and I have a whole story time on that later. Got the easel. I'm so excited. I have my class, my German class, and then I'm going home. I'm going to put this in the studio. This car keeps going off. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's done. So let's do my class and then we can put this baby in its home. Hello. I just found all the studs in the wall. Going to level and make sure it's nice and straight and even, and then mark where I'm going to nail in my foam board. So let's do that. Got it up. Ignore my tripod. Let me show you a couple casualties. Because I used nails, there is some spots that like cracked the foam, and it's okay. I'm getting some wood filler and I'm just going to fill that in, but I think it looks good so far. Looks like an actual piece of wood, like shiplap or something. Just once I fix the holes, then it'll be good and I can start putting things on it. But it's up, it's done, finally. And yeah, I'm just excited to make things to put on here. I think that's going to be so fun and pretty. Also, I'm feeling pretty sick today. I'm just trying to take it easy, and I really wanted to get this done. and work on some crafts or paint. I just don't want to be laying on the couch anymore. I'm almost done with the book I started 2 days ago. That's like 700 pages, and I just need to take a break. I wanted to be up here and do something. So that's why my voice sounds a little weird. And yeah. So, oh, also my new art easel. I'm going to set it up when this is all done and looks pretty because it's going to go right there. So, I'm so excited. So as you know, I've been looking for an H-frame easel for a long time, and every time they pop up on Facebook Marketplace, I message right away if it's like a decent price. Sometimes they're hundreds of dollars because there are ones that are super good and they are worth a lot of money. I, however, didn't want to spend a ton, especially because I have an A-frame. And it works fine. It's just a little bit limited with the angles that it can do. And I also really like the look of the H-frame more. So I didn't want to spend $100, $80 on something when I have something that does work. I am going to sell my A-frame and hopefully that'll break even with the amount I spent. This was only $60. And so, story time. I messaged this woman on Saturday and I was like, I'm gonna be down in the city on Tuesday. Would you hold it for me? Because usually people don't hold things. First come, first serve. Especially with a deal like this. Like, she's probably getting so many messages. And she said, yes, of course, I'll hold it. I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Message her on Monday just to clarify, make sure it's still good. Came down on Tuesday. It's in like perfect condition. It's barely used. There's a little bit of paint. Not a big deal. She was so sweet, this older woman, and she said that she had a lot of people message her after I messaged her, and usually she doesn't hold things, but she said, I had this vibe, I just get this feeling that I want to hold it for you. I was like, thank you so much for holding this. I've been looking for one of these for a year and a half. Even when I bought my A-frame, I didn't want that one, but I needed something, and it was there at the time, and it served me well, but it's time to move on, and I'm so excited to use this. It's going to look so good. I can't wait for my bigger canvases. It's going to be so nice. I mean, she was so sweet, and I cannot believe I found this, and someone held it for me for days. So, I'm so grateful. Okay, time for crafts. Let's make some while I let this dry. I want to hang up a bunch of like paper crafts and art that I've done, some fun things like a mood board. I'm just so excited to have this, as you can tell. So here's I'm screen sharing my Pinterest, and I wanted to go on, I have this board called Projects, and these are ideas that I obviously have saved that I think would be so cool for my art studio. I think these would be so cute in like a little kid's room, like a nursery above their crib or bed. I might make that for someone. And I thought this was cool too for someone else that I know. Anyways, things like this, super easy colorways, moods that I can pin up there is really cool. I liked this idea also with like all your supplies pinned up. I don't want to put anything too heavy since it is foam, and I need to get those little sewing pins. I have to get a couple packs of those. Things like this, very organic, papery. How cute is that? Like, I want one of those for me. I want to make that. I think it's adorable. I am going to be doing these. Probably not this week, maybe next. I'm so busy and I really want to focus on this. But cutouts also I think would be cute. Things like this. This is really interesting to me. I think it's really neat. Oh, is this not the coolest thing? Look at that. That's so cool. I want to do this so bad, just to have for myself. And here's more cutouts. And I thought those were cute. Obviously not as, like, I wouldn't do it as colorful, like, for kids. So, how about today we make some cutouts? I think that would be fun. It's been a long time since I've done paper crafts or cutouts like this, honestly, since I was a kid, and I love it so much. It brought me so much joy, even the simple things, because that's what really matters, is finding little small things that bring you joy. Oop, that was my phone going off. I want to do more of this stuff, and I did not get to everything on my Pinterest board for my projects. I just did a few things that I put up on the mood board, but there's room for growth. I'll keep adding. I don't think I did too good of a job explaining how I actually made this board in the beginning of the video. There was this girl on TikTok I saw, which I already mentioned, and it's this foamular insulation board that you can get at Home Depot. I don't know about any other hardware stores. I got it at Home Depot. It was only $35. And I measured it. I wanted something at least 7 feet long by however tall the height of the board was. I wasn't super particular about that. I painted with spare paint we had in our garage, and then found the studs, nailed it into the wall. That was literally it. That was it. And then I just bought little pins from Michael's, and you'll see later I pin everything up. I make a whole design. It turned out so good. It was such an easy project. If you want to do something like this for your home office or your art studio, or you have a classroom or something like a display, totally try this. I've seen people cover it with fabric. You can probably cover it with wallpaper, sticky tile. The foamular board is a really good base, and you could do anything to it. I decided to paint on it because I wanted it to have that wood look. I really like how this little piece of paper turned out with the cutouts of flowers, and then I glued it on the paper that I made actually this past summer, which I made a whole video on. I thought this looked so cute, a little collage, and it turned out really nice, and I want to do more of this. I want to cut out more images and objects and then glue them on separate pieces of paper because I think it looks really cool and it adds some texture and dimension. This scrap of fabric was inspo from my Pinterest board, as you saw. I took all my favorite colors and all the colors that I have mixed already and just put them on. And I think this also adds some cool texture because I really want more fabric pieces on my mood board. And if you watched my other videos, you saw that I made a dried apple garland for winter. I put it up in my house, and I just took 3 pieces off because I wanted them in my art studio. It still looked really good in my house. The garland is still really long, but I didn't want to have to dry more apples. But it turned out good. It added some organic feel to the mood board. I laid everything out just so I could get a general sense of how I wanted it to look before I started poking all these holes in my mood board. I apologize that these clips are vertical and not horizontal for YouTube video. I only recorded this way for my short form content. I don't have a camera. I only have one cell phone, my iPhone. That's where I record everything on, and so I wasn't able to flip it this way and that way, and I was in the mood of putting this together, so I really didn't want to have to keep switching and just redoing and taking so long. But I still wanted to include these clips for you guys to see that how I was pinning everything up. I apologize that it is the wrong way, but bear with me. The reveal is worth it. You made it to the end of the video. What do you guys think? Looks so good, doesn't it? It just is completing the whole space. It is coming together so nicely. There is some things on that list I still want to do. Like I still want to paint the inside of the door. I don't know about leaving that mirror there or moving it, like actually putting it on the wall. And then I do want a rug. Those are just little things, aren't super important right now. I do want to get some warm lighting, like cute little table lighting or something. I'm not sure if I'm keeping this desk because I don't really need it. I don't use it that much. I think a storage like cabinet would be a much better use of that space. I'm just so excited. This will change as I get used to it and I make new things and I take things down and replace or add. So this will be ever changing. It's not going to stay like this forever. I highly recommend doing this project if you have an office or a studio and you want something cheap and easy. I'm so glad I did this and it just is looking so good in here. It's so exciting. Please let me know what you think if you would try this, how you would style it, anything. I just want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.